Hi, thank you for tuning in on this session of Confectionery Live. My name is Tom Verburg. I'm the area sales manager for the EMEA in Tanis. Together with three colleagues, we are taking care of the market in this region, our backyard, so to speak, and our goal is to be world famous in the whole of the EMEA area. My history with Tanis goes back about 15 years. Before that, I was already in contact frequently with Leo Tanis, the founder of the company. Previously to my job here in EMEA, I was active in the United States. We grew the market there about 400% over the past 7-8 years. And it's something we're really proud of to work there as a market leader in nutraceuticals and gums and jellies. Today, we would like to tell you something more about the achievements that we do and the way we get at it. But mostly that it is all from the heart. What the importance in Tanis is that we start inside the gummy. We are fine machine manufacturers, but we really start in the product. This evolved in the idea of doing something crazy, but very, very gummy. And the idea was presented by one of our colleagues to make a world record attempt to make the largest gummy bear ever. That was presented to Leo and his sons, and they didn't really needed to give it much thought. They were enthusiastic instantly, and we decided to go for it.
We are Tanis, and today we're gonna break the world record gummy bear. So, let's dive in. Literally. So what do we need?
Although a lot of fun, that's a really serious challenge. There was a lot to be done, challenges to be met to make such a large bear. We had to make a bear larger than the previous world record, which was set at around 1,200 kilos, if I'm not mistaken. So we wanted to be at least a couple of hundreds of kilos larger than that. To calculate how big a bear could be or should be for that weight is not so difficult. But of course, to make a bear that actually remains a bear when it comes out of the mold is something completely different. Fortunately, we have a lot of colleagues, food technologists, that are very able to make a gummy, regardless of its size. We make them tiny, and we make them super large. This was the challenge, the super large one. The recipe was developed, and then of course we needed to develop the process. The process in itself is there. We have in our innovation center what you could call a mini candy factory, which was very handy to have. We used that for making the gummy mass, and a very large challenge was in the mold. How are we going to shape this big candy? Because such a mold is not something that you print in starch, or you go to a mold manufacturer and say, I want to have a giant gummy bear mold. And they say, you want a giant gummy bear mold? Yes, how about 1 kilo? No, bigger. 10 kilo? No, bigger. We want a huge gummy mold. Where do you go for that? That's the question. In the end of the day, we went to a gentleman that actually made swimming pools, and he helped us out.
We need a team of motivated expert food technologists. Luckily at Tanis, we have them.
Excellent equipment to make the gummy mass. But that's our thing, so that's easy.
A technical expert to make sure the gummy stays stable and will not break during the whole process.
More than 1,600 kgs of ingredients. That's twice as much as a normal bear. That's one bear. That's 2 bears.
A gigantic mold. So we called our local swimming pool supplier to help us out.
Hey.
And finally, to break this world record, our founder has been developing a special recipe for the last 30 years. he made sure the balance between water, sugar and gelatin is ideal. But he also chose his favorite colors and flavors to let it taste and look amazing. And after 30 years, he finally found the Holy Grail.
I think everything is in place, so let's start. Oh, not to forget.
We flew in Jack from Guinness World Records, who will authenticate the world record officially. So, to fill the mold, we are going to produce candy 11 hours straight on our equipment, filling the mold directly from the kitchen with a hose to a separate room where we can control the ideal conditions.
So the mass is in the mold. And now it has to be conditioned. That turned out to be an interesting challenge. Because, of course, we have conditioning rooms in our test center, but they're no way big enough to handle such a big gummy. No way, not near. So what we did is actually turn the room in which these conditioning rooms are into one huge conditioning room. The environmental, climatological situation there was completely turned around, and we had one huge conditioning room in which the huge mold was standing with the mass cooling down. That took a while. Of course, you can imagine this big gummy mass needs to cool down inside and outside. In the end of the day, we pulled it off.
When fully molded, it has to rest for 9 full days in a super cold room.
And when I say cold, I mean really cold.
I think it's ready. Hey, technical expert, wake up! Let's go for demolding.
Then, of course, the demolding. This huge mold had to be turned around, which wasn't easy. At that point in time, we had an idea of how heavy it was, but that was including the swimming pool, the big gummy bear swimming pool. So we turned it around. Fortunately, that went well, not flawless. And then secondly, the important part was the actual demolding itself, hoisting the mold off the gummy bear. This was a process monitored by officials of the Guinness World Records organization, but we also invited a lot of other people. Of course, everybody involved in doing the whole attempt in our crew was there, but we also invited someone who could help us with weighing the actual gummy bear. Fortunately, our neighbors are into weighing, and them being good friends of ours, they were volunteering to help us with weighing the actual result. And of course, press. We did not expect that much press. There were like 5 camera crews at least present at the demolding.
To flip it upside down, we're going to use an enormous crane. By the way, we tried to do it ourselves, but that didn't work. Okay, I think everything is ready for the big moment. Let's see how our gummy bear turned out. There he is. Okay, almost there. We've done the calculations, but the last step is to weigh it, and it has to stand for 5 minutes straight. So, Jack, what's the verdict?
I can now confirm that as this gummy candy weighs a total of 1,728 kilograms, it therefore gives me great pleasure to officially recognize a new Guinness World Records title. Congratulations, Tanis, you are officially amazing.
As you can see, we were clearly extremely happy with the result. And then, of course, we had to name it. It was named Big Teddy. Big Teddy, the giant gummy, turned out to be 1,724 5 kilos, about 200 roughly more than we really expected. We aimed for 1,500 and exceeded even our own record attempt. But what happens to gummies? You may want to know. Gummies are made to be eaten. And so was Big Teddy. Teddy was cut in smaller pieces, which we distributed in the region, colleagues, schools, various occasions. We also had recipes developed to use pieces of Big Teddy as an ingredient. And by that way, this big 1,700 over kilos gummy bear was eaten in the region of Oosterhout here in the Netherlands. The impact of our Big Teddy still carries on. We learned a lot, obviously. We enjoyed it. We still talk a lot about it inside our company. But also, on the last Pro Suites we had earlier this year, we had several visitors referring to it, inquiring on how it went, what we did, how much fun we had, and of course, we are happy to tell the story. Thank you very much for watching this, and please do contact us right now at the Q&A after this session, or later through the normal channels, website, email, telephone, whichever pleases you best or helps you best. And I hope that you are infected a little bit by the fun we had doing this. And do stay up to date. If you want to stay up to date, we have a very good way of doing that to keep you up to date. And that's right here. Follow us on LinkedIn.